Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will be discussing data warehousing and ETL pipelines. So basically, these are the foundations of health data science architecture. So first, let's look at the problem at hand. The problem that we are facing is referred to as the data silo problem. And what is it? It's basically fragmentation that healthcare data naturally lives in isolated systems. Healthcare data is divided into different systems and does not live in one a single system. For example, clinical charts, they live in electronic health records. Then there is lab results and pathology. They live in library information management systems, laboratory information management systems. Then there is billing and insurance data. They live in claims. Then there is wearable sensors and remote monitoring data, which lives in Internet of Medical Things format. So the challenge is that how do we integrate all this data from these different sources into one single system? Because for example, we have to extract an insight, that is, do diabetic patients with high activity levels have lower readmission rates? If we want to extract this insight, then we cannot just query these systems one by one to find the answer to this question. We need all this data in one single system or place. Think of it as like imagine writing a biography for a person. We are writing a biography for a person, but their records are scattered globally. Like their diary is stored in London, their photos are stored in Tokyo, their bank statement is stored in New York. So uh, you cannot write a book until you bring all these copies of these documents into one single room, and that room in healthcare data science is data warehouse. Okay, now look at two systems. One is operational and one is analytical. Before we dive into data warehouses, there are two systems. First, the operational systems, OLTP systems, are basically transactional systems. They prioritize transactions like fast data entry, retrieval for daily operations. Their primary goal is that. And on the other hand, we have the OLAP systems, which are analytical faced. Their priority is to um, analyze data, like fast analysis and aggregation of massive historical data, and that's their primary goal. In the example of a transactional system would be updating a patient's charts, scheduling an appointment. So basically, like a normal hospital management system or hospital database. On the other hand, analytical systems, they calculating average length of stay for pneumonia over 5 years. So basically, long-term insights extraction. uh, then the structure of transactional systems is highly normalized, like relational databases, MySQL, etc. They have complex links, and there is no room for redundancy, and the systems are very consistent. On the other hand, the analytical systems, they are denormalized. They have very fewer links, and they are optimized for reading rather than querying. So then we move to what a data warehouse is. So the um, definition of a data warehouse is basically a central repository of integrated data from different sources stored in standard format. Uh, First, in healthcare, it is subject oriented, which means like it's the data is organized by subject, which could be patient, diagnosis, medicine, not by application, like it's in billing app or scheduling app. Then the data is integrated, data is cleaned and standardized and in a universal format, single universal format, like mm, for gender, only one, uh, there is only one way to represent genders, like M or F or 1 or 0. There will be no multiple ways of representation. Then there is the time variant, which means that keeping non-volatile history, and that every data point has a timestamp to track changes over time. Then let's discuss the star schema. basically the data warehouse uses a star schema. There is a central fact table. It is single central fact table which contains quantitative metrics and all the facts about the healthcare data. Then around it are the different dimensions, like the they contain descriptive context of who, what, where, when, and they answer these type of questions. Like the dimension, there could be a patient dimension table, there could be a diagnosis dimension table, there could be a time dimension table, etc. Then we have the scope of access data marts. So basically, we know that data warehouses are a single source of truth for the whole organization or whatever. So they contain everything in one single system for the entire organization. On the other hand, if we need a data for a single team or department, then we divide this data into subsets called data marts. For example, a cardiology data mart could contain health related admissions only. Then a pulmonary data mart could contain uh, lung related data. Then a finance mart could contain data of billings and claims only, and not the other data. So these data marts are subsets sliced for a specific team or a specific department. The ETL pipeline. So to understand the ETL pipeline, let's look at the cooking analogy. First, we have extract, transform, and then load. So extraction is, we can think of it is shopping for raw ingredients at different markets. Then we come home and transform, which is washing, peeling, and chopping, the preparation work basically. And finally, we plate the finished meal for the customer. So that's the final load step. This is the ETL pipeline. Now, extraction, what basically is in data warehouses, is pulling raw data out of operational systems without crashing them. So we extract data from different sources. There could be hospital management, ICUs, etc. And the goal here is to not crash these systems, because we do not want to make problems for doctors or other medical staff in peak hours. So the key challenge is real-time streaming versus batch processing. Either we are extracting the data in real time, or we process a whole batch of data like billing. Then there is the variety, that data could be in different forms. It could be in a relational database, it could be in CSV, it could be in the HL7 standard, it could be JSON logs, etc. So there are lots of formats that data can be stored. So we have to extract the data from different formats. Then the load impact, that extracting heavy data during peak hours slows down the EHR for doctors. So we need to be considerate to that, and we need to not crash their systems for them. Then the transform step. This is the critical step from a data science perspective, because um, we cannot let garbage data in, which is basically we need to clean the data. This step clean and standardizes the data. In this step, we make the data into a universal format. There are no multiple formats used for a single attribute or variable, and we standardized different attributes. We then create new attributes or variables. For example, we create a BMI from um, weight and height attributes. So there is standardization, there is deduplication, and there is new field derived fields that are calculated from existing fields. And also there is anonymization, which is basically masking personal information for research usage to mm, com- to be compliant with law like HIPAA, GDPR, etc. Then there is the load. step, and also the ELT shift. So traditionally, what we did was we first extracted the data from different sources, then we transformed that data on a different server, and then uh, loaded it into our data warehouses. But the modern shift is from that approach from ETL to ELT. We extract the data, we load it to our servers, and then we transform it on the same server. So that's because modern cloud warehouses like Snowflake, BigQuery, they are powerful enough to transform data after loading in the same server. So the advantage is that if we change our logic and the format of the data and or how we store this data, then we can reprocess the raw data that is already stored on the same server. And ETL is the old method, which basically clean on separate servers and then transfer, then load, while ELT is the new method in which basically we extract the data and load it into our servers, and then we transform the data on the same servers. So there is this case study of predicting sepsis in ICU in real time. So basically, the sources are um, stream data in uh, and there is data from labs, which is basically batch data, and there is EHR, which is a static electronic health records data. The pipeline is to basically ingest uh, the streaming data with latest labs and calculate a shock index. So we calculate a shock index, and then the destination is data warehouse for training and dashboard for alert. We send those calculations to data warehouse for training and dashboards for alerts. And the outcome is to warn the systems to for early warning systems alerts, so that the nurses could be warned 2 hours or 3 hours before the shock can actually happen. The conclusion is that a data warehouse is the library of truth, and ETL is the librarian, which is basically that data warehouse is our only source of truth, and ETL is the process. And we cannot train AI models on messy, fragmented data, so we need to master the ETL pipeline and also data warehousing. So that's all. Thank you.